crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up in Creation. So coming at you today with a Shabby Chic ornament. This is 2019 Make It Merry Ornament series. This one is a little bit late. I typically do these on Saturdays if you're just joining me for the first time. If you're coming back, I'm so sorry that this video is late. Last week I had several doctor's appointments with the kids plus my work schedule. I've worked 5 out of the last 6 days. And they've been pretty long days, so by the time I've gotten home and had to do things with the kids, I just didn't have time to do editing and the voiceover. It just got to be too much. So I do apologize for this one being later. This is also going to be a 2-part series to these Shabby Chic ornaments. I originally started out seeing some on Pinterest with the lace and the pearls and thought, I have tons of stuff to make these and I want to make some Shabby Chic ornaments. So I encourage you to, of course, dig through your stash and find these items that you may have on hand already to make these gorgeous ornaments. Now, I started out doing the birdhouse ones first. The Dollar Tree has a new section now for their crafting area where they have all kinds of wood items, and I would love to be able to show different awesome things that you can do with those so you can get your craft on and definitely do it within a budget and maybe even use some of those items that you have on hand. If you're like me, you have tons of stuff that you can use for these ornaments. Now I'm going to start out by showing you the folk art acrylic paint that I use. It's in a vintage tea rose. It's such a beautiful color, and I loved it so much that I actually bought this twice. 2 different visits to the craft store. Now this is a little birdhouse. This one is actually from AC Moore. They have a little wood section as well at my store where there's a lot of bins in the back where their wood section is, and they're all $1, which is a nice price point. They're on the smaller side, but they do have that really nice hanging element. So they make, you know, they really transition well to even making a Christmas tree ornament. This is the brand, it's Nicole. It's the brand that AC Moore does, as well as this one. And they're really nice quality, but they're all made about the same, honestly, whether you buy them from AC Moore, Joann's has some, Hobby Lobby has some. The ones I bought are from AC Moore and Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobbies were $1.49, but they're really made almost exactly the same. They're just different shapes to them, but they're just a little bit more there. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint all of these that really pretty vintage tea rose. And on these, I'm not going to use these in this video. I'm probably going to use them in the next one. And I bumped the camera. But I just love the color, and the color in this video footage really shone through. The one that I did, the gingerbread house, for some reason in the video that I shot at the tree, it looks very bright pink, and that's not at all reflective of the color it became. And you can see in the background there is some of the other Shabby Chic ornaments that I was going to be working on, and I finished a lot of those, so part 2 will be coming. Now this house is actually from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to pull the little perches out because this house is actually going to become a gingerbread house. I woke up one morning and I thought, I can make one of those a gingerbread house. I've got all kinds of items in my craft stash that I can really make a gingerbread house come alive. A lot of the little ornaments that they sell for the mini trees at Hobby Lobby, they even have like the sugar, little sugar drops and all kinds of different things. You know, there's peppermint sticks, tons of stuff. So for the, I'm kind of going back and forth because I'm waiting for things to dry. But on this one, it's actually going to be a birdhouse. I go over it with this Crackle Medium by Folk Art. You can get it at Walmart. A lot of times now I'm seeing the little smaller containers of it, which is just fine because you don't need very much at all to go across it. Sometimes it will leave bubbles in an area because it kind of like builds up on the paintbrush. But if you keep painting it out and kind of smoothing it over, it will eliminate a lot of those bubbles. And I love the crackle medium finish. I think it kind of gives it that vintage shabby chic look, and I just love it. Now for the gingerbread house, I'm going way back and forth. If you can keep up, let me know. This is the Sugar Blush collection that they had last year. They also now have a Sugar and Shine or Sugar Shine paper pad this year that's about the same from what I've seen on some haul videos. But this one has a real pretty collection in it. I think this is like mermaid scales, but I thought it made a really good paper for like the house, to make it look like a gingerbread house. So I added those to the top part of the house. And then I used another one of the papers that's inside the collection to cover the sides, all sides of the house. And I just used some satin Mod Podge to go over this. You can get the Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree. For some reason I didn't put that in the video footage of showing it. Now we're going back to the birdhouse one. We're going to use toasted marshmallow over top of that dried crackle medium. And you do want it to dry first. Now when you do your brush strokes with your paint, you want to try to not drag it over the same area twice, or it will pull that color up. Since it's at the top of the roof, I didn't worry so much about it because I knew that I was going to cover that with some of these paper flowers. I got these off of Amazon along with the ones in the little container. And they're just beautiful. They have like different color purples. These are from Tuesday Morning, and I really thought that the colors on this, led to matching the vintage rose. And then I've also added some of these little pearls from the Dollar Tree around the edge. And these flowers, they have like some wire in them somewhat to where you can even shape them around the house. So I kind of bend it to where it kind of drags over each side of the house. And then I added some of the bigger pink flowers to it. And then some of the purple ones on the very front. And then these are some little white poinsettias from Hobby Lobby. They would be $2 right now because all their Christmas stuff is 50% off. And I add one of those to the front of the house and even one of the top sides. It'll be the left-hand side of the front of it. And I really love how that looked. I added some eyelash trim around the bottom edge. And this, of course, all of it's optional, but I just wanted to give it just a little more something. And then I put some stretchy lace across all the way around the top roof, but I cannot find the stretchy lace that I used. But it's one of them that I got from Hobby Lobby when it was 50% off. It's a real pretty ribbon, but it does have some stretch to it. So all those look kind of like ruffles, and I just thought it was beautiful with that. I had to kind of watch the colors because everything is kind of that vintage color. This little hanging element that I included is from Hobby Lobby as well. I took some of my jewelry pliers and bent it and tucked it under the flowers and then added hot glue to it. I added these little mini light bulbs. Those are from Hobby Lobby. And then I also added Snow Tech all around the entire ornament. I tried to touch all the flowers with it. This is what the Snow Tech looks like, but they also have snow accents and glitter snow. I'll be using these in an upcoming video as well because I really wanted to try that glitter snow. I watch Happy Bird's Glitter Nest over here on YouTube, and she used some of the glitter snow. So I went to AC Moore and happened to find some on their shelf. You can also get it off of Amazon. It's only like $2 more, if that, to get it shipped to you. So I think that's an awesome price even on Amazon. But it looks like a whipped topping, so I cannot wait to use that and try it out. But really pretty, and it's kind of got a glitter sheen to it. Now the Snow Tech is a little bit more, this is starting to dry out a little because I have had it for a while, so I kind of have to go down in the bottom to pull out some to put on my project. But I really like the look of this one. They definitely all are something different, so depending on the project might be dependent on which one you would use. But I originally had the Snow Tech first, but I wanted to show you the other options. I have these little glitter dot buttons that I've gotten from Joann's. And they had all different colors, so I used a light brown, and then these little bling stickers from Recollections collection at Michael, because I kind of think they look like a little peppermint patty swirl to them, and I absolutely love that. This door is from the Haunted House easel card from Anna Griffin, and I thought that maybe I could use it for that, but it was a little tall. This is actually an AliExpress die that was a pennant, and I just cut it off to make it fit the door, and I thought it looked really pretty even with the little hearts all the way around it. So I hot glued it down. And then these are from Hobby Lobby. They're peppermint, oh my gosh, I couldn't think of candy cane, that's so sad. Little candy canes. I cut off the top hanging element off of them, and I add those to the sides of the door, and I think that looks so awesome. Like, I love it, love it. If I had some of the little candy drops, I would add them to the front too. So I don't think I bought any this year. I thought about it, but if I go back to Hobby Lobby and they have those, I'm going to get the little candy drops and add to this as well. I painted the door to try to get it a different color. I did not like it. I ended up going back over it with the vintage pink and wiping it off. So anywhere where there were the little hearts and the little indentations, it's stuck in there, and I thought that still looked pretty, so I left it alone. I'm going to hot glue. I mostly use hot glue on this entire thing except for the Mod Podge to hold down the papers. And I did do a little bit of dry brush on the paper just to kind of give it that more vintage look. Now these are the same little ornaments from Hobby Lobby that are gingerbread men, and I thought I would add one of the little guys to the front door, and I think it looks absolutely cute. I may end up making more of these, so I didn't use more than one on the house. And I just hot glue him into place as well on that front door, and I just love him. They also have buttons out. I think I got these at AC Moore, but they typically have them at Joann's and Michael's as well. And they look like little Christmas cookies. They're absolutely adorable, and you can cut off the hanging element of those. Now for this house, I decided to add some of this Offray trim. It's just little pom-pom trim, and I'm going to just go around the entire rooftop with it as well. And this one just came from Walmart. But I just love how this just gives it just a little bit more character. I wanted to do it up so that it really looked, you know, like a little gingerbread house. I may even go back and try to vintage up a little bit of the roof so it's not so bright pink. And then I'm going to add a couple of these little trees. They were from Michael's. One of them was already flat on the side, so I added it to it, and then I decided that I wanted it on both sides. I cut off the bottom, and then I even, on this one, I just smushed up some of the needles and it did fine, but on the other one, I actually just cut off some of the needles so that it would lie flat against the little birdhouse. Or actually, that was the fairy house, not even the birdhouse, sorry. I go ahead and add some of these little peppermint things. They're from the same area at Hobby Lobby that all these little tiny ornaments come from. So they have like little tiny trees. They're kind of all in their own separate row. And they had those in it as well. I'm going to add some more of the clear acrylic pieces that are from Michael's. And I just kind of decorate it up, and I just love how it came out. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you like these or have seen anything like them. I know I've seen the Shabby Chic birdhouses all over Pinterest, but I can't say that I've seen anybody do the gingerbread house. Now these are some little deer that I got from AliExpress. I absolutely love, love, love these. Like, they are just the cutest little pink deer ever. And I'm going to hot glue one of them to the side of the house, just to kind of give a little bit more pink, you know, to that ornament. And this is what the little peppermint pieces that are from Hobby Lobby look like, so you'll know what the package looks like. I'm going to take one of these little eye screws and put it in top of the birdhouse. The Tim Holtz ones you can get at any of the craft stores. The blank slate ones were from Hobby Lobby. These are rather small, but it still worked. I was able to kind of push it into the roof of the house and just keep screwing it in there. It doesn't leave much of an opening, but it's enough to either put a string through or one of the regular ornament hangers through. And that's what we're going to hang it on the tree by. I also have some of these little snow and cocoa pom-poms, some of these other little enamel dots by Doodlebug. I've got a little pink straw that I'm going to use because I wanted to make a little element on the gingerbread house, and then I'm going to add some of the little dark pink enamel dots as well. And here are the little cookie buttons that I had, and I added the little snowman to the side of the house. I may go back and add a little more candy to it. I don't know. Like I say, if I can find those little drops, I really want to add those to it. And then for this one, I don't go through and show you how I made it. It's just the little fairy house. I used the Snow Tech I used the same flower spray, that I used on the birdhouse across the top. And then the little door is a button. It comes in a pack that's like a fairy selection, and this is the other door. I thought that one kind of hid the hole just a little bit better. I put the perch back in this because I thought, I might make even stairs to go up towards it. I put a little tree against the front. The little mushroom is from the same pack that the doors came out of. It has a little hanging element. And then this is a little, I actually got those at Joann's, but it's a little dress it up button flower combo in pink. And it has those, I think they just totally look fairy to me, along with the little cute pink flowers, which I added to the top of the, right at the top of it. It's kind of hard to see, but it's above the little flowery part that hangs down. And I may add a little bit more to this. I really thought about going back and adding a little bit of moss under the door, so it's not that much of a difference between that and the perch. And maybe even just stick a little moss all around it. So this is what they all look like. I'm so tickled on how these came out, and I wanted to just go ahead and share these. The next video will show all the rest of the Shabby Chic ornaments that I have done. Like I say, I'm not sure if I may release it on Sunday. I just have to finish up the editing on that one and do a voiceover. But I absolutely love how these came out. Make sure you come back Saturday. I'm going to use some Arteza products again. They've sent me some felt and some heat transfer vinyl and some markers that are just totally awesome. And I'm going to use that felt. Like, it is a huge pack of felt. Like, I'm totally impressed. And all kinds of beautiful colors in it. And I'm going to make a highly requested gnome. I've had several of you ask me if I would do a gnome for the Christmas tree. So I've kind of struggled with how big to make it, how small to make them. But I think I'm going to do a variance of sizes of gnomes. So make sure you come back and tune in for that. As always, I hope you guys are having a great week. Again, I'm sorry this is so late coming out. Just so much going on, and then my niece came over Saturday. I was going to put this out Saturday night, and I just completely ran out of time. So I hope you'll forgive me. I hope you'll come back Saturday. Make sure you've liked and subscribed and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Again, thanks for coming by and spending some time with me. I hope you're having a great week, and I hope you get a moment to craft it up.